have any questions, please pop them in the chat box below. I will be moderating this webinar as we go along our journey. If you have any questions, please pop them in there. We do have time for Q&A at the end of the webinar. And I will now hand over to Ibrahim, if you're ready to kick off, Ibrahim, and we can start with the introduction. For those of you who didn't join our webinar, the first in the series where we did a in-depth introduction to who Meta is, which is the Middle East Travel Alliance. We're going to do a quick recap on that, and then we'll be diving into the Jordan presentation. I will send you a link in our follow-up to the recording of the first webinar in the series. Of course, if you do engage across all of the 6 in the series, there are some great giveaways and other engagement points that we'll be talking to you about a little bit later on in this webinar. But for now, I will pass across to Ibrahim. Thank you so much for joining us. Mr. Eid, welcome. Mr. Khalid, welcome. Ibrahim, over to you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Katie, for the amazing introduction. So hello, everybody. Thank you guys for joining us. I hope everybody's doing great. Again, my name is Ibrahim, and I'd like to start off our webinar today by telling you a little bit about what happened in the previous session for all of those that didn't join. Okay, so the previous session was on Meta and how it simplifies travel in the Middle East. So Meta is a solution to a problem. It provides a solution to a very complex problem for planning trips in the Middle East. We offer a vetted network of local DMCs. We have unified preset multi-country tours, single country tours, and we provide seamless logistics between all the parts of DMCs involved. Of course, our focus and at our core is a very important sustainability aspect. So not only we offer a hassle-free solution, but then you can travel sustainably and responsibly as well. Starting off, of course, the Middle East is a very promising destination. The Middle East offers a blend of ancient and also modern attraction. We're like renowned for very warm hospitality. I was talking earlier with Katie, and of course, I was telling her that here in the Middle East, chivalry is still very much alive. And of course, we have a very numerous amount of significant religious sites in the Middle East. So the region had witnessed a remarkable recovery in tourism. So in comparison to our 2019 numbers, we have increased tourism by a complete 15%. So to put this into perspective, all the other continents have not even reached their 2019 numbers, let alone, of course, we have exceeded them. And of course, this is a testament to the Middle East and how tourism and the demand on tourism is very much on the rise. So of course, as I was explaining before, planning countries, although it's very accessible at the moment to do multi-country tours in the Middle East, planning them is a very complex process involving contacting multiple DMCs, of course, ensuring and vetting each DMC, getting different quotations from each DMC, along with the itinerary, along with the different payment options. So you have to do multiple payments, each with their transfer fees. So it's a very hectic solution. And then you have to get all these itineraries and put them together. Also, there's a very important question. When you're trying to plan it and going from a border to a border, there's so much borders. So which one to choose for this specific itinerary to make it the best possible solution for your clients? Okay, and also let's say when you're doing the border crossing to contact the DMC in Jordan and then to contact the DMC in Israel, this is a very complex, and to make sure that they're both there on time, very complex solution. And this is where Meta stands in. We offer a streamlined solution for multi-country tours. Of course, we have a vetted network of already existing DMCs. We put together the quotation, the itineraries. We have, of course, ready-made itineraries, and then you can do tailor-made specifically to your client's preferences. So this takes a lot of time and effort from your side and makes you focus as agents on the important thing, which is selling the tours. Of course, and like a big part of Meta is the vetted network. This is the first thing. We have preset multi-country tours. We have seamless logistics. We have something called the Meta Coordinator, which does all the hard work regarding the logistics, transfers, accommodation, activities, and eliminating all the hassle for your travelers and for yourself. And of course, with our partner in the US, Wheelhouse Travel Alliance, We also offer a very nice payment solution that you can pay directly to them in the US and avoid the multiple payment charges when you're contacting multiple DMCs. As I mentioned before, sustainability is very much at the heart of what we do and our mission and ethos here at Meta. So all of our DMCs are vetted and very carefully selected that they prioritize sustainability and responsible tourism practice. So the process starts, I'd like to explain it to you because it's very, very interesting. It starts at the very beginning with the actual planning process. So when we're planning the tour, we make sure that each aspect of it has the maximum carbon reduction in mind. So selecting the most sustainable accommodation, transportation, making sure that we benefit local. So it has multiple criteria that we have to go through while planning. After we plan the actual trip, then we submit the tour to the Carbon Footprint Center here at Heliopolis University of Cairo. Okay, and then they do rigorous calculations to try to get us the final number of the carbon that was emitted due to this specific trip. Afterwards, we get the amount in ton and we purchase it from an organization called the Economy of Love here in Egypt. So while we were choosing who to offset the trip with, we were very careful.
Get my password to sign in to check my email for Paul's Worldwide Adventures.
Hello, Paula. Hello. Okay, so I'll continue. Of course, the EOL program helps farmers here in Egypt. Not only do we neutralize the trip to make sure that we neutralize the emissions that were set from the trip, but we also help local farmers. So it has like a social aspect to it as well. Of course, at the end of the trip, each guest receives a carbon certificate. They'll be able to check the farmers that they help, the amount of tons. So it's very transparent and it gets the guests into the heart rather than they're excluded and they're just told, okay, your trip is carbon neutralized and it's eco-friendly. We pretty much like to walk them through the process as well. And of course, regarding our booking process with Meta, we try to make it as simple as possible. Right now, we're at the version 1.0 of our website, and I encourage you all to visit our website and take a look at it. You'll find there each destination has sample trips to help inspire you and inspire your guests to choose the type of trip that best suits your needs for either each country individually or multi-country tours as well. Then you'll have the ability we have a very rigorous form that provides us with all the preferences, the budgets, the amount of days, the destination that you'd like to travel, the type of trip that you'd like to have to make us create a tailor-made quotation for you and your guest as well. Okay, and after submitting that, we'll be able to provide you the full itinerary plus a quotation. Okay, with that being said, at the moment, of course, the booking process is through WTA or Wheelhouse Travel Alliance. And in the future, it will go through directly to the website with the agent login and an agent reference code to make sure that your commission is tracked and it's a very seamless process. So with that being said, I'd like to hand off the presentation to Mr. Eid, the owner of Jordan Tours and one of the founders of Meta as well.
Welcome everybody to the webinar, and I'm very happy to be with you tonight. As you know, Jordan is very rich country about the history, adventure, wellness, pilgrimage, all kind of tours. Everybody can enjoy the country. Jordan, located in the Middle East, in the heart of the Middle East. As you know, we're located nearby Egypt, Israel, Saudi Arabia, Iraq, and Syria. Jordan Tours and Travel been established since 1990. We've been in business for 30 years, over 30 years. We do sustainable tourism, and we handle Jordan and Israel, Holy Land, Palestine. We do have also in Jordan main highlights, attraction in Jordan like Wadi Rum, Petra, Dead Sea, and more, like Amman, the capitals, and the Madab and Manibu baptism site, where Jesus have been baptized. Yeah, and we do handle a lot of the kind of tours, like for individuals, groups, highlights, full rounds, mice, all kind of tours we can handle. It's no problem. As well as we do have a lot of attractive or activities in Jordan, which is belong to Jordan Tours and Travel, like Petra by Night. I don't know if anybody heard about this, where people can go and visit Petra at the candlelight at night, every Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Also, we have Petra Kitchen, where people come cook, learn, and dine a Jordanian local food, and clients enjoy the organic ingredients being picked by our garden and the local market. As well, we have also in Wadi Rum, we have the stargazing. People go and enjoy and see the sky of Wadi Rum by our telescopes, and experience people who explain to them and show them by their naked eyes. Also, balloon over Rum, we have also 4 balloons. You can flow over Rum and explore the desert with our own balloons. Also, it's are available when it's the weather allow us, of course, as you know, all of you. What I want to say about Jordan Tours, we are fully DMC one-stop shop here in Jordan. And we can also help you with Israel and Palestine and Egypt with our partners, Mr. Khalid and Mr. Ibrahim. Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Eid. I'd like to give the mic, of course, to Hamid. Please, Hamid, take over.
Hey, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, the people in Middle East, and I think good afternoon for the people who live in the United States right now. So I'm Hamid. Luckily, I'm from Petra. The nicest thing that I would love really to welcome all of you in this lovely meeting. And at the same time, I'm confused because I'm literally watching such a nice sunset right now in Petra. So I'm like between here and there, I'll be honest with you. So I would love really to explain to you something about my lovely country. Started with the location of Jordan. Absolutely, it's as we always say, it's a good location, but this time I'm gonna say excellent location for sure, according to the destinations that we have with our neighbors, which is exactly in the heart of the Middle East. You know, we have such nice neighbors and some crazy neighbors, but we're gonna focus on the nice neighbors like Israel, Palestine, and Saudi Arabia. Unfortunately, we didn't have that close border with Egypt, but we have the sealing area, which is the sea between us. It's like a lake. Roughly within 30 minutes, probably will be in Egypt, and that's which makes Jordan absolutely such a nice, beautiful location and a beautiful place as well. So with the Saudi Arabia, we do have actually 3 borders. Usually people, they are using the southern one from Jordan, which is connecting direct to the northern part of Saudi Arabia. They call it Al-Mdawwara. And that's easy access to Saudi Arabia, especially to Tabuk, to other places. Probably Mr. Khalid will explain something to you about it like later on. With the Israeli borders, also we do have another 3 borders. North Limbi, which is that's very busy place because Palestinians, also Jordanians, they use that border. Northern part of Jordan, we have Sheikh Hussein. It's considered like more for the stuff and a little bit of big groups as well. But I'm going to focus on the southern border, which has easy access, especially for the people who comes to visit Israel in the south, or they come from Egypt, especially to Eilat. So they just walk between the 2 countries, which is literally 10 minutes walk. And usually they have very good facilities there to use, and easy even to receive the clients and the customers. So yeah. Both of those 2 borders that we just mentioned to you, the one in Saudi Arabia, which is we called it Dawara, and the southern border with Israel, that's considered the most important borders in Jordan because of the locations. They are very close to Petra, very close to Wadi Rum, very close to Aqaba, which is considered the main golden triangle for Jordan. Geographically, we are talking about Jordan has 3 types of nice landscapes. The mountains, which is series of mountains, which is good absolutely for hiking, and Petra considered one of those series of mountains, which we call it Shira. We do have the desert, which is we have Wadi Rum, which is the main destination for the movies right now. Probably heard about John Wick just lately, that they just film it over there, Star Wars, and a lot of Mission to Mars, Hard Luck or Zero Dark 30, all those movies being filmed in Wadi Rum, and that makes it absolutely a very nice destination for movies and for tourists as well. Especially we are talking about, we have a lot of Bedouins living there, and you know, Bedouins, they're very hospitable and they love always to receive guests and friends. Yeah, when we are talking about the currency of Jordan and the average income, it's considered like almost very close to the Middle Eastern countries, but also it's in the middle, right away. So the Jordanian dinar is considered like 1.4 US dollars. So it doesn't consider like very expensive for some countries, but the Jordan dinar, it's also could get like more stuff. As example, local meals that you could afford it here in Jordan for about 5 Jordan dinars, which is 7 US dollars, up to 15 US dollars. That's in a local restaurant. And the hotels absolutely could be like more than this. Average income, we are talking about almost like $700, $650. And that's absolutely most of the people, they work for partners, either they are married or like friends, they are working or they're living with them at the same area. So the economy of Jordan is absolutely supported by the government. You know, you especially, you know, our king is always traveling around, try to get more investors. We are talking about fighting those challenges, which is around the country itself. We are talking about a lot of job percentage. At the same time, we are trying to support the energy department, especially now Jordan, over 17% from the power in Jordan comes as the green power, which is developed power, solar panel or windmills. And most of the local people in Jordan now, they are using the solar panel as well to heat their water. So we are not dependent that much on the gas and the fuel. Next, please. Okay. Because drinks of alcohol, oh, no, what? The nicest thing is that we have alcohol in Jordan, my friend. And that which makes it nice for a lot of tourists that they come to Jordan. So the cost is, we are not talking about that much, actually. Within 1 Jordan dinar, which is 1.4 US dollars, you can get a bottle of water, as example. Fresh juices between like 3 to 2 Jordanian dinars, which is almost like $3 to $5. In a hotel, like you pay more than this. Wine, local wines, they get the bottle for 11 GDs. The beer is about 2.2 Jordan dinars, so which is affordable food and drinks as well here in Jordan. So that also makes it affordable to a lot of people who travel into this lovely country. Next frame, please. The highlights and sample traps. Absolutely, we're talking about 4 to 5 days, as we can see. It's the highlight of Jordan, and this is the major important thing that you could see in Jordan. As example, Amman, the capital. We are talking about Petra. We are talking about Ajloun, Jerash, which is up north, Madaba, Mount Nebo, which is considered a very important place. Maybe later on we're going to talk about it. But from 7 to 8 days, you could add more stuff in Jordan, the Eastern Desert, which is considered very important as well. Southern part also of Jordan, we have lots of things. So I consider it like 7 to 8 days. That's absolutely a full visit to Jordan. So that also makes it not a long trip. And usually customers didn't spend that much time in couches or on the buses. They just spend like a few hours, like roughly 3 hours as example. If you want to drive direct from Amman to Petra, it's like 2.5 to 3 hours. So the type of tours that we have in Jordan, you know, the classic, which is more considering about the Roman remains, Napatins, adventure tours, which is Jordan well known for it. Especially we have one of the best 100 trails in the world. Religious sites, which is like Mount Nebo. We have 5 biblical sites that the Christians considered like a pilgrimage station. One of the main important things is the River of Jordan. The Mount Nebo is the place where Moses died and he saw the promised land. As you know, a lot of people, they read or they go to the church, heard about Middle Eastern countries. And in Jordan, we have a good opportunity, absolutely, to show them those lovely sites. And, you know, they just get like an emotions for that. We do have also the fly and drive. We have like the photographers, which is a lot of people that would love really to focus in some scenes So sunrise, sunset, valleys, especially spring times. And you know, those, we have a very famous filmmakers as well. They work in Jordan just to prove this lovely country. And yeah, it's like a part of the marketing. You know, the last time we would just like work with Konami, which is considered a gaming company. They just came and took such nice pictures, like since the morning, from the morning till the evening, just taking pictures because they want to design a game, you know, for the people using the landscape of Jordan. I was so proud that I worked with those people as well. So yeah, we have also a lot of, we are talking about the culture as well. Like I couldn't see the culture things, but we have the culture visit. We have the farmers agriculture tours as well. It started to focus on some retirement people that they literally, don't misunderstand, my friends. Some people that they get retired and the community just ignore them. They didn't have that much things to do. So now they started to come stay like for a week, 2 weeks in the communities, especially in the farms, and they start to teach the kids. They involved with the communities. And this is a new type of tourism. It just started to be developed here as well in Jordan. Yeah, please, next, Ibrahim. So the lovely sites that we have in Jordan. One of the best Roman cities that we have in Jordan. It has the longest water tunnel on the world. By the way, almost 120 miles. It's just being rediscovered by Americans. Ecor, they call it Ecor. And now they are doing some funds to let the customers start to walk through that tunnel. Plus, it has such beautiful, unique place for the Sea of Galilee, the Golan Heights, and Jordan Valley. Madaba, it's well known for the city of mosaic and over 117 churches that we found there. Most of them discovered with lovely mosaics, and we have such three nice mosaics that people always have to see in Madaba, which is Moses Church, which is in the Mount Nebo, the St. John Church, which has the oldest map of Jordan, Israel, Palestine, and southern part of Egypt. That's all in a mosaic. And we have Immerse, which is a World Heritage Place that we didn't mention for you. We have a lot of World Heritage Places in Jordan. Immerse is considered one of them, which has the biggest mosaic picture all over Jordan. Mount Nebo, we just mentioned it multiple times, but it's considered a pilgrimage place, a nice view of the promised land right from that spot. And it's a very active church as well. The baptism site is the place where Jesus get baptized. Luckily, we could get very close to Israel and we could see the West Bank as well very clear. We do have a lot of churches, some activities as well. People, they do it here. Usually, actually, people, they go for about 1.5 hours to 2 hours. We have a lot of remains in the baptism site, and it's 100% confirmed it's in the Jordanian side. As the Bible mentioned that Jesus crossed the river of Jordan and he met the John baptized in the Jordanian side. So we have a lot of remains to that part. Dead Sea area, which is the uniquest place, especially for relaxing, and a spa. It has the lowest point in the earth, about 422 meters below sea level, about 1,100 feet below sea level. And that makes it very warm, usually even in the winter time. So a lot of people, they come in the winter time and they enjoy the lovely sun there and the heat. Plus, we are talking a lot of minerals there. 30% of the, it has 30% more than the ocean salt inside the Dead Sea, and that also makes it a very unique place. Petra is my lovely hometown. This is whatever that I see, it's always very, it's like my mother. So this is it's like a diamond of Jordan, and this is the best place I think people they could visit. I'm gonna say in the Middle East for sure. It's one of the new 7 wonders. You know, the world voted to Petra to be as one of the new 7 wonders. If you want to visit Petra, you need 5 days. I'd be honest with you, but a lot of people they do it for 1 or 2 days, which is a very short tour. But it's considered like, as I told you, this is the hometown, home is sweet home, my friend. So literally, why I'm talking to you, as I told you, you know what? I'm gonna just open the sunset for you. It's gonna be
Wow, look, everyone have a look at that sunset. That's incredible. Hamid, or we call him AJ, he's actually in Petra right now. So what an incredible sight. Thank you very much for sharing that. That's a very unique perspective, only seen on this webinar. Thank you.
Oh, okay. All right, my friends. So that's it. from my side, I would love, is Ibrahim there? I think this is for Mr. Khalid.
Yes, yes. Hi, everyone. My name is Khalid. I am one of the founders with Mr. Eid of this Middle East Travel Alliance. This is the lovely part that I like. Of course, Jordan is really nice and one of the countries that I love most. But what I love more about Jordan, it has a unique location that can allow the travelers who come to Jordan first to extend their stay to a multi-country. From one side, you can combine Jordan with Saudi Arabia, or Jordan with Israel and Palestine, or Jordan with Palestine and Egypt. And next. Okay, in this slide, we can see very well that you can come to Amman, then from Amman to Madaba, from Madaba to Mount Nebo and Petra, and then just cross the border to Israel. You can see how close it is and how easy it is. From Amman to the border with Jerusalem, Alimbi Bridge is practically about half an hour. Just, okay, the crossing border takes some time from here, stamping passport from here and there. I think Vito have been there. He can explain us later how it was. And then you get from Jerusalem to Bethlehem, and then from Bethlehem, then you can fly out from Tel Aviv. This is a very easy combination. Within 8 days, you can do this Egypt, Jordan, and Israel part. Was very comfortable and not a long drive. Next. In this slide, we can see how can you do Jordan and Saudi Arabia. You land, this is just a sample, of course, but it's a very easy. I have done it myself, and I see how it was really easy to do this tour. First, you arrive to Amman. From Amman, you go to Madaba, Mount Nebo, then to Petra. From Petra, then you stay the night in Wadi Rum. And then from Wadi Rum, you cross the border. You can see it's only from Wadi Rum to the border with Saudi Arabia is only 100 kilometers. And then another 100 kilometers where you land in Tabuk, very nice place. I call this part, this is you're following the footstep of Lawrence of Arabia, because Lawrence of Arabia used to live. He has his home in Mudawwara, the border between Wadi Rum and the border of Saudi Arabia. Then from Tabuk, you very nice road to Taima, very nice oasis, one of the most ancient oases in Saudi Arabia. From Taima, then it's only about 150 or 200 kilometers to Al-Ula. The Al-Ula, this is the nicest part of northern part of Saudi Arabia. Very similar history with Petra, and also looks alike a little bit. There from Al-Ula, you can go to Khaybar Oasis, and then from Khaybar Oasis to Al-Madina, Al-Munawwara, where the mosque of the Prophet Muhammad. And then from Medina, you can take a very nice, super speed train, comfortable from Medina to Jeddah, only 2 hours. Then you visit Jeddah for half a day and then fly out of Jeddah. So combination Jordan and Saudi Arabia is very nice. You can do it between 8 days and 12 days. I did it in 4 days, of course, because I had a lot to do. Then we have a new combination that you can combine Jordan, Palestine, Israel, and Egypt. As you can see, you start first in Amman, then again Madaba, Mount Nebo, Petra, and then from Petra you go back to Amman and then cross the border to Jerusalem. After visiting Jerusalem and Bethlehem, where Jesus was born, you can drive about 4 hours to Taba border, Eilat and Taba. You can, if you prefer to stay a little bit in a few days in Eilat before you cross to Egypt. From Taba, you can go to Nuweiba, very nice coastal area, Dahab and Sharm el-Sheikh. Sharm el-Sheikh, of course, the well-known destination for diving. But this is not all. I don't know if we have another slide or I can continue on this slide. You can, from there, yes, as you can see, from there you can go to St. Catherine. If you can, Ibrahim, point, where is St. Catherine? Here. In the middle of Sinai, Mount Sinai, where you can see the sunrise from the top of the mountain. And then continue to Cairo. And then from Cairo, you can visit Aswan, Luxor, and the rest of Egypt. So Middle East is compact. If your customer is flying all the way from United States to the Middle East, you can take advantage on this in the Middle East, where you can combine multi-country tours of his choice, preference, Jordan, Israel, and Egypt, and Saudi Arabia. Of course, a few years ago, it was not possible before Saudi Arabia opened for tourism, but now when Saudi Arabia is already opening its border for tourism, it's really interesting. Next.
Thank you very much. Thank you. I just wanted to say a very big thank you before I conclude on today's webinar. But obviously we can thank Mr. Eid for joining us, obviously as being one of the founders of Meta. It was wonderful to have you with us. And thank you, Mr. Khalid, for having you here as well. Thank you, Ibrahim, for helping moderate and going through the presentation. Obviously we can see with Jordan it's encompassing all of these captivating landscapes, cities, and ancient wonders. It does leave a lasting impression on you. But also when we look at Jordan as a standalone destination, we can also see how it's very easily combinable with other destinations. Obviously, Jordan does stand on its own as a shining jewel, as it's often referred to, and it has different facets and areas of interest for everyone visiting the area. But I wanted to really draw out how the Middle East Travel Alliance can help you assist in moving from Jordan to other areas of the Middle East and how they can help you make that more of a seamless experience. But we are here to educate you and help you along the way. As I mentioned, I am based here in Los Angeles, so I'm going to pop a few links into the chat box now for you to assist you. First of all, I know that Mr. Khalid mentioned regarding my aforementioned Melbourne husband. He actually did some of the border crossings earlier this year in Jordan. He did post a lot of those on an Instagram page, so I'm going to post that here. And if you wanted to have a look at the stories, you're more than welcome to do so. That has a lot of information and just some real, like some maps and times and distances of getting different places. We also have, I just wanted to pop in the chat box here, if you have any incoming quotes, these are two of the email addresses where you can contact. So if you have any incoming inquiries for the destination of Jordan, you can send those to either the meta@wheelhouse or the hello@middleeasttravel.net, and we'll be able to assist you with any of your inquiries. We do have a series of pre-curated itineraries, which we have made available for you along with other resources that we have for Middle East Travel Alliance, which we have got on this page here. And through this link, you will find a lot of other resources and assets, and you will be able to contact us if you do have any questions. And lastly, of those that are not already in, we do have a Facebook group just exclusively for travel advisors. So if you have any questions, you can ask that on there. I will also be posting the link to the webinar and any other resources that you require. So now we're going to pass it over for some Q&A. If you have any questions, if you can please put those into the chat box, and we'll be happy to answer those for you. Mr. Eid will be able to step up for any questions in relation to Jordan, or Mr. Khalid is happy to answer any questions that you have on the overall destination of the Middle East. I know one of the questions that we did have there was, do you have to enter the same and exit from the same airport? Do you have to enter and exit Egypt from the same airport, Mr. Khalid?
No. This is, you can arrive Cairo and departure from Amman, or arrive Amman, departure from Tel Aviv, or Amman and arrive departure from Cairo is not obligatory to arrive and departure from the same airport.
Okay, we did have another question, which AJ kindly answered for us, which are we able to visit Medina? And yes, you can. I also wanted to draw attention that Hamid actually popped in the chat box a live picture that he has seen right now of a beautiful sunset. I've already downloaded it, so if you want to download it, feel free to do that. Do we have any other questions? Please pop them into the chat box, or you can take yourself off mute and you can ask them live if you would like. So we do have a question regarding the different visas that are required going between countries. Mr. Khalid or Mr. Eid, if you wanted to answer on that.
Pardon me, can you tell me the question again?
Just in regards to the visas that will be required if you are combining and doing the land crossings, or any visas that are required going between the two countries.
Okay, Egypt visa, you can get it upon arrival in the airport. The same for Jordan. The same for Israel, I think, for the Americans. For Saudi Arabia, you have to get a visa online. You can send them the link for the Saudi government, and you can easily get the visa online. But you have to have visa, of course, crossing the border between countries. You have to have the border. In Egypt, you can get it on the border. Jordan, I think you get it in the border as well. Mr. Eid, you can confirm that.
Yes, for Jordan visa, you can get it at the border without no problem, or at the airport. No problems, for sure. And very easy access between Jordan and Israel, Jordan, Egypt. This is very, very easy access, and you can go through the land border or the airports. You can fly or drive without no problem, for sure.
Wonderful, thank you. And you will both, Meta will be able to assist with the visa processes and obtaining those visas? Wonderful.
Yes,
thank
sure.
you.
Yeah, very sure.
Another couple of questions, one from Julie. Welcome, Julie. Lovely to have you here. Thank you for joining. A question regarding the weather. Is there any specific high or low seasons for travel? Mr. Khalid, if you wanted to answer on that, or the weather.
Can I answer this question?
Go for it.
Yes, we do have actually high season and low season in Jordan. March is the best time to come and visit Jordan, which is the end of February, March, April. And we considered end of September, October, November, which is a nice weather also to visit Jordan. The rest considered like low season, but we do have a big season, especially in December, Christmas time, Easter time. Those holidays considered like a big season. Yep.
Thank you. Another question that we have is, what airlines are flying into Amman?
I will answer. Can I answer?
Of course. Thank you.
Thank you. Actually, there's many airlines fly to Jordan. Jordan Airlines, Royal Jordanians, Emirates, Qatar Airways, Turkish Airways. I think United also start to fly to Jordan, to Amman. We have also the low-cost carriers, Ryanair, EasyJet, Wizz Air, and many other international carriers fly to Jordan.
Thank you very much. David has a question, the best way to visit desert castles?
Well, the best way to visit desert castle is very close to Amman. This desert castle is actually in Jordan. We put it either in the first day after arrival or the second day. It's very close to Amman, and it's easy to travel to.
Fantastic. Thank you very much. If there's any other questions, last chance. We will send you some more information regarding the visas in a follow-up email. I know that someone asked there, will we be sharing the information? Yes, absolutely. I'll be sending an email out following the completion of this webinar, which will have the link to the recording, a copy of the presentation, and all of the relevant links we've spoken about. I will also be including information on visas and how Meta and Jordan Tours can assist you with those visas and obtaining those.
For sure. Thank you, everybody. Thank you.
Thank
We're
you.
looking
Mr.
forward. Thank you, Katie. Thank you, Mr. Ibrahim, and everybody who participate in this wonderful presentation. And we're looking forward to see all our colleagues and friends from everywhere with us tonight. And we are also definitely welcoming them with open arms, you know, to Jordan and Egypt and the part of the Middle East.
We are looking forward to answering all of the questions that they have and helping them send many, many American travelers to Jordan and beyond. Thank you, Mr. Eid, for sharing your insights and your knowledge with us. It's been wonderful to have you on the call. Great to meet you face to face finally. And I look forward to bringing some people to meet with you very soon. Thank you, Mr. Khalid. Thank you, Ibrahim.